The Cowboys' 13-10 victory over the Saints in the highest-rated Thursday night game ever. Wilbot, this should have made you very happy because it was the Dallas defense that wrote the story, stifling what was then the number one offense in the NFL. So how does this change the narratives of the Cowboys, the Saints, and the league?
It didn't change anything about the Saints. But to me, Tony, no, I wasn't just happy. I was thrilled. I was ecstatic. I was over the moon. We just had Steve Young on this show yesterday, who I have always thought for 30 years now is about the smartest person to ever come through the NFL. And Steve said, no, you can't stop these teams. Can't stop New Orleans, can't stop the Rams, can't stop the Chiefs. And the Dallas Cowboys, bam, stopped them.
Right.
Cold.
Right.
This game is preferable. It was a referendum to me. I don't want 54-51. That's not my cup of tea. And there's a handful of people out there like me who say that's not football. Last night was football. I'm overjoyed at the way that game turned out.
I love 54-51, and I also love 13-10 when it's a 13-10 game like that. I agree with you. It has no particular impact on the Saints, because everyone is entitled to a mulligan after a bad game. The Saints are going to go back, they're going to look at film, they're going to decipher what happened, and they're going to build a firewall so it doesn't happen again. I don't think it's going to happen again, because it never happened before to Drew Brees.
Oh, I do. I think it's going to happen
because he was never this ineffective before. I don't think it has much to do with the league, because I think that ultimately, because of the rules, offensive teams have the edge over defensive teams. But I think it means a lot to the Cowboys, Mike, because this is 4 in a row. This is 7 out of 10. Since Amari Cooper got there, whether he had much to do with last night or not, he does on your defensive prep. And I just think this establishes the Cowboys as what was once an awful team is now a good team. And I think it makes Jerry Jones' smile look legitimate at this point. I think it's big for them.
I care less about the Cowboys in this than you do. What I care about is the defense. It's not once, Tony. If it happens once, it can happen again, as you always like to say about people leaving and free agents and all that. If it happens once, the Ravens, the Bears, and the Cowboys are teams that all are in the top 5 for least points allowed and least yards allowed. These are defenses that know how to go out there and smack somebody in the mouth.
They do.
The next game we get to see to have a referendum on is the Rams in Chicago in the cold a week from Sunday.
We'll see if it's a trend.
We're going to find out how much defense can be played in this league.
One's not a trend. And by the way, the Cowboys got lucky in this regard. There appeared to be a targeting hit on Kamara, and Cole Beasley's knee was down. So, I mean, those things have to be reconsidered when you look at the game.
Okay. Hey guys, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. Let's get open for business, and we have breaking news. We talked about this earlier. Kareem Hunt, idiot. The TMZ video came out about him, and today, of an event that happened last February. The Chiefs have released him. He is now a free agent, basically, and probably the Redskins might look at signing him since they already have one guy who's been arrested several times. The thing that bothers me, I put this video up and somebody actually sent me a message and said, you know, don't be talking about people from other teams and stuff like that. You know, understand, all of these things that happen throughout the NFL have bearing on our team. And the thing about it for me was, when I think about Zeke Elliott being suspended, never having been arrested, convicted, or charged with anything for 6 games, when you see Reuben Foster get arrested 3 times in 1 year and only gets 2-game suspension, then you hear about Kareem Hunt, who had this incident last February. If there was an allegation of hitting or domestic violence or some kind of incident, how come he didn't get investigated like Zeke Elliott? This is one of those things that you go, there really is a difference of opinion or different rules for Dallas Cowboys versus everybody else. I'm not saying, no, I don't know who's saying that Hunt's coming. No, he will not be coming. We don't need him. We don't need him. Right now, our locker room is actually a tight-knit group of guys. I don't want any distractions out there, okay? You see how Dak and Amari are getting together. You see how Dak and Zeke get together. You see how that defense, that this is a group of guys. So I do not want him near on my team. Well, Michael he's a little flustered with YouTube and things. You know, he's trying to get there and everything else. And this is hard, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that's not always very rewarding. So, you know, I'm going to work on him. I don't want him to leave, but, you know, DMV, Dallas Cowboys, you know, he's kind of in that same boat too. It's a lot of work. You guys think that we just show up and just get on here. I start setting this thing up, just setting up the studio an hour and a half ahead of time just to do the show. I actually have 3 different computers, and actually I need to buy a newer computer for doing the shots and stuff up here. It takes a lot of time, energy, money, and things like that, and you hope that eventually it pays off, but it took me years to get here. But anyway, our Dallas Cowboys. People are crying foul and trying to say that the Saints got robbed in that game. And that's what Tony Kornheiser was basically saying. Cole Beasley was
defense,
down.
Tony. Defense, defense, defense. Makes me happy.
Now, it is true. They did miss Cole Beasley's knee being down. It's true. I'll admit that. I will admit that it was a headshot that was missed as well. But if you're crying to the Dallas Cowboys about injustice, understand where we have been. Because let's look at some of the stuff here.
Making noise.
Okay.
I see Randy.
Now, Randy Gregory, he did grab the face mask on Drew Brees.
Gregory, he's
Okay? He did, and it was called. It was called. You know, he did get the face mask, right?
the one who
Now let's watch it again.
It was Bushrod out there masking.
Okay. Take a good look right here. You see this arm? Follow this arm around Randy Gregory. Okay? Because
There, and let's see if
you see this hand right here? You see this hand right here? Isn't that a hold? Is that a hold? So this should have been really offsetting penalties. Am I wrong?
Gregory.
I mean, literally, look. He is turning his body. He's got both arms bear hugged around him. Okay? Now, he hit it, didn't grab a hold of it, right? Okay. It did move around. It was a face mask. But I want you to take a look at now this one. It's coming up.
Cowboys have on 2nd and 8.
Back rush running.
Miles lost a yard. 3rd down.
You'll notice he comes up with his chin strap above his chin. And let's watch it again.
And now
You got to readjust the helmet.
And you see missed face mask, no flag on the field, but the officials are getting together. 3:38 remaining. And they're not.
Is that a face mask? Is that a face mask? Okay.
Calling a penalty as they just
Let's
missed
keep
the face
on
mask.
watching a few more
And
things.
all they're saying is the Saints have used their first time out. Yeah, and they showed it on this 60-yard jumbotron hanging from the center of the stadium.
They almost ripped his freaking neck off. Seriously. But that wasn't called. Now, I want you to watch this one as well. Take a look at Van Der Esch right here. Going for the play. Is that a block in the back? I mean, clearly. You know, when we played the Redskins the first time at FedEx Field, on one of their touchdown passes, we had blocks like this in the back. We never get calls on holding on the opposition. Clearly, he is blocking him in the back. Okay? Had he not blocked him in the back, he would have been dropped for a 5-yard loss on second down. And it would have ended up being 3rd and long, as opposed to him picking up more yardage. Doesn't stop there. Okay. Randy Gregory had a bad night. I will give that to you. But take a look. They said he lined up in the neutral zone. Now understand, this is 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. Look where his hand is. It is on basically the 50-yard line. The ball is inside the 50-yard line. The neutral zone is the nose to nose. You cannot line up in that area. Your hand has to be on the other side of it. How do I know this? Because I played nose guard. And it's cruel when you played nose guard because every single play, you are looking right there at the football, but you can't touch it. You know, just one of those times I just wanted to grab the football and just run with it. But that would be a penalty. So, this play, oh my God. Talk about being robbed. If we had lost the game, this would have been one that we would have said, we got robbed.
Smith coming on the blitz.
Oh.
Lawrence got there. Flag is thrown. The ball is out.
Yeah. Yeah. Would have been a turnover. I'm sorry, I cut it to a 2-4.
Smith coming on the blitz. Lawrence got there. Flag is thrown. The ball is out. And recovered by Tyrone Crawford.
Yeah.
But a flag is down on the play.
Right.
DeMarcus Lawrence was in. Prescott in trouble. Skips through trouble.
Oh, that was actually...
What a run for the first.
Ran that clip. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong clip. But you see, there were... Yeah, I got you. Yeah, we know. I already talked about that Kareem Hunt has been released by the Chiefs, and I'm betting the Washington Redskins will be the ones to sign him. So when the Saints cry foul and say, you know, they were robbed, I'm sorry. Every one of these calls you saw right there were game changers. It happens, and it seems like it happens so much more to us. Yes, we got it that Kareem Hunt is released. In fact, let me go ahead and make a notation of that real quick, so that way everybody knows that we know. Let me change this real quick. Forgive me for 1 second, guys. So where do we go from here? Okay. So where do we go from here, guys? I got into a little bit of a tiff, a little bit of a disagreement with some of my people about Dak. Here's the thing, guys. Where we were 4 weeks ago and where we are now, it's night and day different. That's right. You guys need me. Des, you're hurt. You got a torn Achilles tendon. We're in two totally different places. This team has some momentum. The defense is playing lights out. But what we're doing right now, it's a start, but it's not an end game. We have a lot of stuff to work on. We have a lot of things that we can improve on that can really make us a team that could get your fake ass out. Who are we talking to? Oh, okay, must be to Des Bryant. Let me give a shout out to C Money, to David, to Amateur, to Justin, to Johnny, to Des Bryant, to Ball, to Quest Cowboys, to Kesha, to Scott, to Derek, to Alex, to Ball, to DJ Cobbs, to Aaron, to Brian, to Tremel, Scott, Slash Rocker, Hunter Wool, Regon, Joseph, Cowboys D, Born to Game, EJ. Okay, see, now you guys are playing with me. Now you're all coming on here to make me do this. Law Nation. What's happening, Law? Okay, Law Nation. That don't look like the regular Law Nation there. Tony, good Lord, we got a lot of you guys in here. Welcome everybody to the show. In case you didn't know it, Kareem Hunt was released by Kansas City for being in a fight that should have been investigated already by the NFL, but as usual, he's not a Dallas Cowboy, so they just kind of took their time on it. But anyway, back to our Dallas Cowboys. There are things we can do better. Dak Prescott. We have 45 sacks on Dak Prescott, which leads the league, which is a little bit deceptive because we play one more game than everybody else other than the Saints. The Saints don't give up sacks except to the Cowboys. Dak's got to learn to move better in the pocket, without a doubt. He's got to learn how to buy some more time or how to get rid of. Am I taking? Oh, no. Actually, I can't. I'm on a keto diet and not supposed to have rum. That is saved only for game day. It worked last week. We're going to do it this week. Oh, we're going to be in Dallas next week. We may have to buy a bottle down in Dallas. But anyway, Dak's got to do better. You saw him actually doing some great things, seeing him hitting guys in stride. He missed a couple passes here and there, and he fumbled the ball twice. But that, my friends, was one hellacious deal. I guarantee you. Oh, Jason Garrett, thanks for the super chat. Claps. I guarantee you, both sides, both teams woke up this morning in pain. With the way our defense was hitting, they got to be hurting. But you saw Dak Prescott make some incredible runs. That last run right there, as a matter of fact, getting that first down because he kept that drive going. You saw our wide receivers and Michael Gallup have basically a breakout game with some great catches. But we still can get better. We have to get better on the offensive line. In 2016 and 2014, hey, Sarah, I hope I see you next weekend when I'll be in Dallas for the Philly game. There's Brian. What's up, Brian? Hunter Wool, Wally, Law Nation, laugh out loud. Okay. I don't know. Are you the real Law Nation or are you faking with me? But our offensive line's got to do better. And I know our offensive line has been completely in shambles. The fact that we are doing anything with our offensive line is amazing. The fact that from our Great Wall of Dallas of 2016, that Zach Martin, who's literally on one leg, is the only starter right now. Tyron Smith is out. Travis Frederick out with the syndrome. You've got Lyle Collins, who really should be a guard. You got Salafalu at the other guard. We are making some holding calls that we can't do, and we are giving up some sacks. That being said, they were going against a defense that has been playing extremely well, a defense that's number one against the run. And sometimes you just have butt-ugly games that are just like a slugfest, and that truly was a slugfest. And Cowboys D, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's where I got this thing where, you know, they were saying, oh, he's a 3-year quarterback. You can't make those mistakes. Did you see Drew Brees fumble the ball? We saw one of those fumbles that would have been a Cowboys big turnover that would have been a route, but they got a call that ended up making it null and void, so it's not in the stat book. Did you see what Carson Wentz did against that defense? A guy that I guarantee you, you know, most of you guys, thank you very much for the super chat, Mr. J. When you do a super chat, leave a question for me so I make sure that I can answer it for you. Derek Young, Dak is our quarterback, and I'm happy as heck to have him. He's 29-15. You're right, and it's so-called Cowboys fans when I'm gone. Derek, I don't know who you get right now that would do that you could actually afford under the salary cap, and that you could actually get in here. Because remember, they wanted to draft Paxton Lynch. Thank God we didn't have that one. But you're right. He has 29 wins. There's only 2 teams that have had more wins since 2016, and that's the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's it. That's the list. And then the Dallas Cowboys. And as bad, think about this. Think about how bad it was last year. We still are 3rd most in wins with a young-ass team. Yet, this morning I woke up feeling so good, man. I was happy as could be this morning. Only had about 4.5 hours sleep, but didn't care. I woke up and it was like, my God, we just beat the Saints. It's great. It's not everything. It's not the be-all. But I knew it was going to be fun listening to the Stephen A. Smiths, listening to the Shannon Sharps, listening to these guys eat crow. But I'm going through because guys, you have no idea how much time I spend looking at the wires, from Bleacher Report to ESPN to Yahoo Sports to the NFL media site. I am constantly trying to get updates and things like that to let you guys know what's going on. And that starts as soon as I get up in the morning, go brush my teeth and stuff. And I'm looking at all these comments and stuff. And Cowboy fans aren't even happy we won. I'm like, I understood when we were 3-5 and didn't look like we could beat our way out of a paper bag. 4-game win streak, 1st place in the division, 3-1 in our division, beat the hottest team in the NFL, and people are still mad. Stephen A. Aaron, you are right. He was 100% in a shock. I think a lot of people were in shock. And I'm kind of in shock. In case you're just tuning in, the breaking news, of course, is Kareem Hunt was released by Kansas City after a videotape came out where it was just bad. Don't know what happened. You don't know what happened in the situation. There's always 3 sides to every story. My side, your side, and somewhere in the middle lies the truth. But as an NFL player, as somebody who's famous, as somebody who's gotten money, you got to understand that you are constantly being watched and people want to bring you down. I'm a nobody. But yet I still have people that are out there trying to mess me up, to try and sully my name. They're trying to get my channel shut down. My man, Law Nation. Carlos, thank you very much for the super chat. My man, Law Nation's Facebook page, his personal Facebook page, as well as Law Nation's Facebook page, that he had over 18,000 subscribers on it, it's been deleted. Not probation, been deleted. So all his pictures of like his uncle who died, his kids little, that he doesn't have anywhere else, are literally gone. And it's because you get people that are haters out there that are trying to get your money, trying to get your fame, trying to get with you. So we don't know what transpired. They supposedly were all partying together, and who knows how it escalated. I don't know. But regardless of how it escalated, you cannot lose your cool. You have to step away from a bad situation and say, you know what? Let me call the cops. Let me just leave the situation. Let me walk away, because now your name, it got deleted. And he believes it's from, well, and it's possible, when my channel got shut down, I'm still not 100% sure why it was shut down. Literally right as the football season was about to start. And then it got shut down after being back up for 3 weeks again. And it was kind of like, why? Never had a community strike. Never. Don't do nudity. Although I have shown my crack a couple times by accident. There is that. That might, you know what, the second thought, that may be what it is. That probably is what it is. But I don't do much cussing. don't show graphic violence, and yet it got shut down. So I don't know what happened, but I feel for him, man. I know what it feels like when you lose that, but at least mine came back. Facebook, there is no recourse. And that's the scary thing about me being on YouTube and everything else. We are slaves to YouTube or Facebook. There's no control of it. At least I have Vimeo, so at least my hard copies of everything are on there. So at least there's that. But we got to get better. We got a big game. At least we can kick back. Joe Boo got butt naked. No, okay. That might have happened. He might have turned the system on while I was upstairs in bed or something. But we got the Eagles up. The Eagles who are shelling themselves. Then we got the Colts who are all of a sudden playing really well. They're on a 5-game win streak. Then we got Tampa Bay, whose offense is number 1 in the NFL. The defense stinks, but they also turn over the ball a lot. And then we got the New York stinking Giants. So that's where we are. It's amazing how this season has literally turned around. After that Tennessee game, I don't know which thing in particular, but I guess it was a course of a lot of things. The Amari Cooper trade that everybody said, you know what, the Cowboys paid too much. It's Joey Galloway. It's Roy Williams again. You should have been smart like the Eagles and take Golden Tate for a lot less. Thank you, Josh Manning. D-Law, I believe, made an extra $10 million last night alone, okay? And that was an incredible experience. You got to pay the man. He talked the talk, and he's walking the walk, okay? He has been playing lights the hell out. But here's what's interesting. He's not the only one out there. D-Law had 5 or 6 QB hits or pressures, which was also tied with Malik Collins. Malik Collins had the same amount of hits on the quarterback. We're talking about Drew Brees, who's only been hit 35 times all season before the Cowboys. You got to push up the middle. If we could get Randy Gregory to stop having penalties, because you want to put a foot in his ass and say, you cannot face mask. You cannot run into the punter. You can't do these things. But you look at the effort he was given. I remember back in high school, this is exactly what my coach said. Listen, there's only one thing worse than making a mistake. He said, that's making a mistake half-ass speed. If you're going to F up at full speed. No, you know what? I'm not ready to release the guy because you see the potential there. The speed of you've got to he just hasn't played enough. He wants to play good. He is like I want to make a big play. That's what's going on with Randy Gregory. He's like, I'm going to get to the quarterback. He is literally trying to he's like, I am so damn close. He's trying to make a play. You don't want to curb that enthusiasm. But you got to understand, you got to teach him that you got to be in control, out of control. You've got to make smart plays. Just like the coach was kind of like, listen, you got to think. Worse is repeating the same mistake. You're right about that too. And if you want to go ahead and talk about that one, we could go back to Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan on some of the play calling and leaving time on the clock and stuff. But, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does. So, fortunately, it didn't kill us. Yes, we will be at the Super Bowl for Atlanta, in Atlanta, yes. I'm hoping that our Cowboys can be there. I've been blessed to have been able to have done a lot of really cool things, and being at the Super Bowl is something that it's incredible. Having all the people, having and seeing all of the stuff that's there, the NFL experience, and it's literally grown every single year. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's more and more stuff there. Minnesota was cold as hell, but there was so many things that you could do and stuff. You know, you had Prince's House that was there. They had the tramways that were going over the frozen river and stuff. You know, it was just the toboggans, the skis. You know, they embraced the cold. It was fantastic. I'm curious to see what Atlanta's going to embrace there and do for that Super Bowl. But it's killed me because I have seen New England there 6 times or so, 7 times. I have seen the Eagles twice. I've seen the Giants twice. I've seen the Cardinals there. I have seen Steelers a few times. I've seen the Colts. I've seen the Bears. Never seen the Cowboys there. That's what's sad. But who knows? We got 4 games left. 4 games to prove that we belong in the playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. So if you guys are just tuning in, Kareem Hunt released by the Kansas City Chiefs. He is gone. He is out of there. I'm assuming that, I'm almost wondering if that's one of those ones where the commissioner and the NFL called Kansas City and said, you got to release him for the good of the league. Because when you have that tape come out, which is Ray Rice's, okay, the fact that you knew that there was an incident back in February, and after everything that went through with Zeke Elliott, that whole investigation, you know, the whole thing of going to court and everything else, the fact that you did not investigate that one, and that he was still able to play, not on the commissioner's exempt list or anything, the fact that he was actually swept under the rug. I'm curious that if this tape had never come out, would we have ever heard anything about this? So I think the commissioner picked up the phone and said, you got to release him. We have to be proactive now. Got to go. Click. Keep believing in Dak. Don't worry about the haters. 29 wins. Never had a losing season. We have come back from the dead. And you're right about the haters. God, don't even get me started. But some of the things that you hear, they'll say, oh, well, you can't count 2016. Why? He took over for a 4-12 team. Oh, you can't count those pass plays to Amari Cooper because, you know, he ended up running to the house. Why? You know how many plays of Drew Brees's are screen passes that go all the way? Capturing News Now, New York. Okay. I don't know who you are. Again, just like I was talking about people that are trying to sully your name. There's one right there. That's Cowboys didn't score in the second half on a tired Saints D. What needs to be done to get better? Keep what you're doing. F the haters. Well, that's where you look at adjusting. Some of that stuff was penalties that were drive killers. Some of that was New Orleans was actually getting together and stuff like that. And some of that was New Orleans defense came out and played lights out. New Orleans put a hell of a lot of pressure on the Cowboys. I'm not going to say that Dak was perfect and didn't cause some of those sacks because he did. Sometimes he holds on to the ball too long because he's still trying to make a play. And some of those plays he's taking sacks, it's because nobody's open. And the thing about Dak Prescott, love him or hate him, is he won't take too big of a risk on a pass and get a turnover. And you're right, he missed a wide open wide receiver. Did you see how Drew Brees missed a wide open receiver and threw it to our cornerback at the end of the game? Drew Brees, who's probably going to be the MVP, threw a pick on the final drive that his team had a ball and had an opportunity to drive down the field to get a game-winning or game-tying field goal. He threw a pick. It happens. Quarterbacks overthrow guys quite a few times. But that'll get better too. Remember, he hasn't finished his third year even yet. Redemption, yeah, that's Jason Garrett's motto this year. I kind of took it a different way, and I said it should be respect, because nobody respects the Cowboys. You had the NFL Network basically saying, "Oh, they're going to be a 5-11 team this year. Their D-backs stink. You know, their pass rush is going to be a one-man gang. Yada yada yada." But yet here we are. So you got to go out and earn that respect. Well, how much do I think the boys are going to pay D-Law? Well, here's the thing, and a lot of people are worried about contracts. One of the things that the Cowboys are good at is manipulating the cap. At the moment, looks like we'll have somewhere between $65 and $70 million if the cap doesn't change. But the cap every year is usually jumping up by about $10 million. So that may be more like $75 to $80 million. Then you also have to look at guys who may not be on your team where you save some money. Sean Lee has been a hell of a soldier for the Dallas Cowboys. Sean Lee has been everything. Unfortunately, he has not been able to stay healthy. And you see the tandem of Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch. Don't get me wrong, if you threw in a healthy Sean Lee, that's unbelievable. But then you're looking at about a $10 million. It's like, do we keep that $10 million and use it elsewhere to get younger people, or do we pay Sean Lee that money? Tyrone Crawford has actually had a great season. Tyrone Crawford is getting a little bit older, so you start looking at it and saying, do we keep him, or do we let him go and save $9 million? Because ultimately, when you look at a team like, say, New England, nobody's retiring from New England getting a gold watch other than Tom Brady. They will trade a Pro Bowl player like that if they're going to get picks. They build through the draft with homegrown talent. They don't have big named starters until they become named starters. And then they trade them away so that way they can get some new guys that get paid peanuts and put them in their system. So, looking at DeMarcus Lawrence, sorry, you got to look. You got to look at Khalil Mack, or even Aaron Donald type money, because he's playing that good. Zeke, we actually normally do have them. Miss Jackie was in here, I thought, as well as SoCal. Yeah, Terrence Williams will also be right. And one of the other things, too, that people don't realize with the Dallas Cowboys, because everybody going into last year, we only had $17 million going into the offseason. With that $17 million, we ended up getting Cam Fleming, Alan Hearns. We ended up bringing a boatload of people. We signed those guys. We got a franchise tag for DeMarcus Lawrence. And you signed Zach Martin to a long-term deal. Taco was actually in the game yesterday, Brian. He actually played some snaps. David Irving, there's no word on him at the moment. Sean Lee will actually be back at practice, as well as Trayvon Austin should actually be back possibly for the next game as well. So this is great because right now, while everybody else is getting ready to go to war on Sunday, our Cowboys are resting up right now for that final push. It's almost like having a bye week now. So there's going to be some hard decisions that have to be made, but you look around and look and see that we got young guys, and with young guys, they're on those rookie contracts, you start saving money. But when the Cowboys signed Zach Martin, they actually ended up reducing his cap hit because they ended up doing so much in signing bonuses and things like that that is prorated over the life of it. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the very near future is when they redo the television contract, I guarantee you that Google, Amazon, or Yahoo, one of these guys are going to become an NFL network. You can already see that the NFL is beginning to stream games, Sunday night games and Thursday night games and things like that on the internet. They're recognizing that cable TV is dying, so putting it on Fox or putting it on CBS or ESPN is dying out. So they're looking at ways to increase that revenue. So you're going to see more money put into that cap. That cap is going to explode. I guarantee you by the time they end up finally redoing the collective bargaining agreement. Anybody still want Johnny Manziel? Yeah, for real. Right. Well, we got $24 million of dead money that goes away this year. The Cowboys would never release a player like Hunt. Okay. They won't sign him. I can guarantee you. Exactly, Caesar. Yeah, Twitch streams football even, right. It took Drew, Justin, you're spitting facts. You can't spit facts with people who hate Dak Prescott. And, I agree with you, Joe. Sean Lee, to me, I think part of the development of Van Der Esch is the fact that Sean Lee is there on the sidelines. Well, and Swaggy, here's what's interesting, too. Dak was 24-28 in completed passes yesterday. And he also completed 18, or was it 19 in a row, which is a Dallas Cowboys record. And yet, people are like, Dak sucks. It wasn't Zeke Elliott yesterday that did it on the ground. Zeke Elliott only had 60-some yards rushing. But, you know what? But M-Dog, I agree. He holds on to the ball too long. He needs to learn. He needs to learn to go ahead and get rid of the ball or be able to move around the pocket to buy more time. Those are skills that, to me, I'm not sure that God, I'm having a brain fart here, that our quarterback coach can actually teach him yet. Well, thank you, Cowboys D. You would think the way some people talk about me that I'm the scum of the earth, but I appreciate when you say that. You're honest about the cable, and it seems like the cable bill every month, Justin, goes up, and it's just kind of like, damn. And that whole triple package where, you got a bundle, you got to get internet and phone. Does anybody answer the home phone? Anybody? But if you don't have the bundle, it costs you more. And it's just like, man, I don't really need a phone, but okay. King Kip, you're preaching to the choir. He's the most scrutinized quarterback out there. But then again, they did the same thing to Tony Romo. It was Tony Oh No. Tony the choker. Tony can't win the big one. Well, I guess they were right on that one. Well, getting Austin, here's the thing, though. With the fact that we got Amari Cooper, Trayvon Austin probably is going to have a very minor role. Hopefully they'll come up with some special packages and things like that. Appreciate that, Baldo. Get DirecTV. I will next year. I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet. I've got the NFL Game Pass. The Cowboys are on TV here just about all but maybe 3 games. So, yeah, I'll get it next year. Anyone here who has cable is a stooge? Well, thank you for letting me know I'm a stooge. Oh, Robert, man, you are so right on that about Chris Richard. I said that before. When you look at what our defense has done, Rod Martinelli took over as defensive coordinator in 2013 when this defense was pathetic. You have to give credit where credit's due, because all of the talent on that defense is all homegrown. There aren't big name free agents in there. They are guys they drafted, took off of practice squads, guys that nobody knew about. Antoine Woods. Who knew about Antoine Woods? David Irving. Now, David Irving's got some issues he needs to deal with. But these guys, they found, they drafted, of course, DeMarcus Lawrence and Byron Jones, Awuzie and things like that. They did a great job of getting talent. Rod Martinelli, to me, is the defensive line whisperer. He literally is fantastic with taking guys that are nobodies and making them a great defensive line. That's where you look at it and say that defensive line is always good with Rod Martinelli. But I'm not sure that as a whole defensive coordinator that it was as good as it could be. Having Chris Richard with his mentality, with his skills, with his fire, you can see he brought some Seattle Legion of Doom here with him. And you can see that I got to tell you that is the best defensive performance that I have seen in quite a while. They literally pounded the hell out of the Saints. The Saints didn't want any more. Kamara, when he got up, he's like, dude, I'm done. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I don't want to get no more. You could see the pounding that they were doing every single. You could see Drew Brees like a deer caught in a headlight, where he was kind of questioning things. Mark, how do I blow up my YouTube channel? Victor, hard work. I've had this channel since 2012, and in 2016 I only had 300 subscribers. But I kept working at it. I kept trying to improve, try to find the next thing, work harder at it, try and get better equipment, talk to other people and things. Email me at cowboysmark94 at gmail.com, and we can talk, and maybe I can give you some pointers and see if I can help you out. Oh, and before because we're getting kind of late in here, I thought my man was going to be able to join us tonight, Law Nation. Next weekend, oh man, whoo! Next weekend, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles coming to Dallas. And me, Jobu, Michael Anthony Fitness are going to be there. I would love to meet as many of you guys as possible. We're going to be going to the game, of course, on Sunday. I'm not doing a tailgate. We're going to be actually going to, with Cowboys Experience, Ed Too Tall Jones's tailgate. And Saturday, we're going to be at an autograph signing. It's in Plano, Texas. Oh my God, I forgot the name of the restaurant. But if you go to Cowboys Experience, you got all the information and stuff on there. But you got Drew Pearson. We're going to have 3 players from our current team that are going to be there. Autograph signing, drinks, food, everything else. We're going to be there covering it, so we're going to be like today and yesterday. You're going to get sick of me next weekend, because I'm going to try and bring you coverage like nobody else. Sarah, please tell me you're going to be there. You and Miss Jackie. I'm praying that you guys will be there. You're going to see Law Nation will be there. Bosch Lombardi will be there. I don't know if you guys remember Cliff and David. Those guys are going to be there. Tyson, West Coast, will be there. Alex Cash, who's on Best for Business. You're going to have a ton of YouTubers all there all hanging out and being part of this experience and stuff. Well, thank you, Harmon. I appreciate that. You know, and M-Dog, that's the thing that's a misconception to me, that the quarterback gets too much credit whenever they win and gets too much blame when they lose. Dak has faults, but there's a lot of things that we need to do better all the way as a team if we want to think about a Super Bowl. And I know people now are saying, oh, the Cowboys, they could be excuse me. Didn't even want to say it. They could be a Super Bowl team. I'm not ready to go there right now. I want to worry about the Philadelphia Eagles right now. If we do not take care of business the next 4 games, we don't make the playoffs. And every time the Dallas Cowboys are expected to win, oh God, is when we start having problems. I like the fact that Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan were on a hot seat, and it was, we have to perform or our ass is gone. Chuck Baby, I'm sorry, my mind is slipping me. I'm actually a little tired from last night because I've been running like a wild man. Go to Cowboys Experience website. The restaurant and everything else and the tickets and all that stuff are all on the website there. I'll do another video and make sure that I have the link put up into it. I'll make sure I do that sometime tomorrow. Yeah, King Kemp, 7 sacks. I agree with you. And 2 turnovers. And we still won the game. Johnny Manny, I appreciate the thought on that one, but greater than Scooter Magruder? I don't think so. Hunt to the Eagles. My girlfriend called me and took me off the show, Mark. I was trying to sound really tired, so I got off the phone with her. She's a Panther fan. No, that's funny, man. Don't mess up your relationship because of me, man. If I had $1 for every time I had met somebody's wife and they said, you know, I feel like I know you because my husband is always listening to you. It's like, okay, that's cool. Well, take it easy, Johnny. Appreciate you being here. Well, Randy Gregory definitely has to learn from those mistakes. Yes, I love you, Josh Manny, 24. I love all of you guys. Well, here's an interesting thing. You say if the Cowboys were to win out, beginning of the season, I put my prediction. I'm going to pull that video up. I do it every year, that I always come back and say, here's what I said was going to happen, and here's how I did. I said the Eagles were going to come back down to earth. It's hard to repeat in the NFC East. Nobody's done it since 2003, 2004. Eagle fans, which you notice it's quiet in here. We don't have any Eagle fans in here anymore. They said, you're just a hater. You're a homer. You don't know what you're talking about. We're going to be great for the next 10 years. We got the best quarterback situation in the NFL. Yeah, okay. I said the Redskins would be better, but I still thought 8-8. And I said the Giants would be better, but they're still going to be the basement. Right now, and I said the Dallas Cowboys, honestly, I said the Dallas Cowboys are going to be 11-5. I would love for that to happen. Johnny Manny, I thought you were going to bed. Preach, Mark. I appreciate that, man. Am I going to keep the fire shot? You know, the bad thing, Manster 54, is E2 lives about 40 miles away from me. So he doesn't get over except for game day or when I'm cooking chicken wings. So I actually really enjoyed it. Sitting out there last night with the fire, smoking a cigar, and just kind of talking about football and life was for me incredible. I always go out there, and I go out there as soon as I get finished here tonight. And for me, it's a way to end the day. It's a way for me to just kind of woosah, just kind of come down back to earth and get my thoughts together and then get ready to go to bed. So that's what I envisioned originally when I built that out there, was doing Cowboys roundtables out there with, all my boys and stuff. But unfortunately, you can't get everybody together. Oh, I see Colt McCoy's still in here. So I hope you got the playbook down there, buddy. Fingers crossed. Heather, I would love for Lyle Collins to be back to guard. I think he is a better guard than tackle. To me, he looks like he's struggling a lot at tackle. And they're really two totally different positions. Dak is greater than me, and you're greater than Eli, and Eli is greater than Wentz. Okay, Colt McCoy. Alex, hopefully that's what's going to be, is that we end up, at worst case, keeping Garrett only. I told you guys, when people were saying the season was done, what did I tell you? I told you Jason Garrett is a survivor. Jason Garrett will do enough to keep that job. Every time you think, we're finally going to get rid of Jason Garrett and start over, the Cowboys do just enough to save him. Maybe this time we'll get it right. Do I think Kareem will get a second chance? Well, when you consider that Reuben Foster has had how many chances? He went from San Francisco now to the Washington Redskins. Yeah, he'll probably get another chance. Philly Fanatic, a lot of people are acting like that was the Super Bowl. I'm happy about it, but it's just 1 of 16 games to get you to the playoffs. Come playoff time, it doesn't mean anything. Victor, I would like to know why everybody likes to pick on E2 Blue. I actually kind of pick on him a little bit myself, but he's my boy. And if I don't pick on you, it means I don't really care about you, because if I don't take enough time to try and come up with something funny, I don't care. Games are being won, but by a close margin. Scott's not going to be off the score. Well, I hope you're right, Caesar. I pray that you're right. Well, Calvin, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's the power of Joe Boo. You think he's going to get Ray Rice? I don't know. Run that man more. Hunt's career over. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens on that one. There's several players that have been in trouble, that have done some things that are still playing. You can look at just this past off season, some of the things some guys have done that really haven't even been a blip on the radar. So we'll see. Hate to tell you, I know people are saying, oh yeah, pay Dak under $20 million. I got into a disagreement with somebody who said that, oh, I pay him $15 million a year for 4 years. Hate to tell you that under $20 million a year is not starting quarterback money. I don't care what team you're on now. Probably looking at more like $25 million a year. Hate to tell you guys that, but when you look at Jimmy Garoppolo on seven starts, what he's got. When you look at the contract that Derek Carr got, and Derek Carr is crying on the field. When you look at Kirk Cousins' contract, and Kirk Cousins, he has yet to even beat Dak Prescott. You can hope that you can lowball him and things like that, but I'm kind of amazed at why everybody is so concerned of how much money we paid Dak Prescott when it ain't our money. For me, 29 wins in less than 3 years is not bad. And he's only in his third year. 3 years from now, I hope that he is going to be far and away better than what he is already. And Oilfield Soldier. We were so wrong about Van Der Esch. Oh my God. Van Der Esch is ranked right now as rated out as the second highest linebacker in the NFL. Not rookie, linebacker in all of the NFL. He needs to be in the Pro Bowl. And with that said, oh my God, it's 10 o'clock already? Damn, how time flies when I'm with you guys. Well, guys, I got to tell you, I'm a little bit tired tonight. I need to go spend a little time with my wife because I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning, and all day I've been either working or I've been working on videos for YouTube, so I need to spend some quality time with Mama. She's got to go out of town on Sunday, so definitely need to spend some time with her. But guys, thank everybody for the super chats. Thank everybody for the likes. Thank everybody for the comments. Thank everybody for being there. And again, if you're interested in or going to the game in Dallas, I definitely would love to meet you guys, get you guys on a Joe Boo Sports Report, get your thoughts on the game and stuff like that, and check out Cowboys Experience. So with that being said, guys, keep spreading the mojo, and I will see you guys first thing in the morning with Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys.